just in case Aaron Rodgers wants to sign. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, he's been MIA. I mean, it's been bad. APB, we got to put out something for this brother because he hasn't shown up. Besides the documentary on Netflix, we need you to sign somewhere. If you're not going to sign somewhere, Aaron Rodgers, please retire. All right, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Tyler Gates, a.k.a. TAG Live 205, back at you with another video. We got a trade, and Jerry Jones actually did something logical. Jerry Jones finally pulled off a trade. I'm shocked. I don't. George Pickens, one of the best wide receivers in all of football. You let him go because he has mental health issues. He has contingency issues. He has issues here, issues there. It doesn't matter. George Pickens has been traded to the Dallas Cowboys. Pittsburgh, you messed up bad. First of all, you didn't draft Shedeur. Then you proceeded to draft Will Howard, which we all mocked to you anyway. Then you drafted need, which was good, but you drafted more need and fit base over the most important position on the football field. Not to say that Derek Harmon will not be a great football player, because I think he will be. But at the same time, Shedeur Sanders was on the board for you to pick. You didn't have to trade up to 8 like it was rumored for y'all to do. I like this trade for both sides. The reason why I say that George Pickens is going to star in Dallas is because you have a wide receiver 1 in CeeDee Lamb. You have him as wide receiver 2 coming in. Turpin, that situation. Then you have Dak Prescott, obviously at the forefront, at the helm of everything. If he comes back healthy and they put everything together, I don't see why the Dallas Cowboys are not in Super Bowl contention. That may hurt a couple feelings, especially Stephen A's. But I think that the Dallas Cowboys are set up so nicely for a contingency plan long term and for the short term, right? Pickens is going to be there, obviously, for the long term with CeeDee Lamb. They're going to work to get an extension done, as it's been reported. They're working on an extension right now. Also got news about Dallas Goedert staying in Philadelphia. They agreed on a reworked deal as well. So congratulations on that. I want to get to both of those teams and their rivalry and what this means for both teams in a moment. But I love this move for Dallas. You talk about a guy that is one of the most high-volume wide receivers in the NFL, one of the guys that is going to come at you, right? We've seen it. He's an early 2000s vibe type of guy, Chad Ochocinco vibes. That's what I get from George Pickens on the field. Hey, he's going to have fun with you, but he's going to compete, right? And then you had both of them. You had DK Metcalf, like I said in my previous video, when DK got traded to Pittsburgh. You have DK Metcalf. You have George Pickens. Let it all work out. You literally have a quarterback waiting in the wings who I like, Will Howard, but I still think they should have went after Shedeur Sanders. But you have somebody waiting in the wings just in case Aaron Rodgers wants to sign. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, he's been MIA. I mean, it's been bad. APB, we got to put out something for this brother because he hasn't shown up. Besides the documentary on Netflix, we need you to sign somewhere. If you're not going to sign somewhere, Aaron Rodgers, please retire. And that's just coming from me. And I'm pretty sure that's coming from a lot of fans that are not even Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Stop messing around with this franchise. If you're not going to sign with them, they're going to retire. Because Will Howard's probably going to have more accuracy than you if he were to play. And I'm not hating on Aaron Rodgers. I never hate on Aaron Rodgers. I believe that he's one of the best quarterbacks of all time, top 10. But here's my issue with this whole situation. You're letting Aaron Rodgers play with you, Pittsburgh. Literally toy with you. He wants all this attention right on him because Aaron Rodgers hasn't had the attention on him since the whole Jordan Love situation, right? he's kind of been downplayed. When he got traded to the Jets, everything was on him to succeed, and he crashed out and burned, obviously. But at the same time, we must understand Pittsburgh just set themselves back at least 3 years with this move. You have no dependable wide receiver. I love Jalen Warren. I love Calvin Austin. But here's the issue. Outside of DK Metcalf, Pat Fryermuth, who else is there? Najee left. Pickens is gone. Justin is gone. Russell is gone. You have nobody besides DK, Fryermuth, and a somewhat decent offensive line. Your defense, that's where it's going to save your season once again. You have all the plans, right? And I'm just gonna string it out here. You have a 24-year-old, right? As I have in my notes here, his stats last year: 59 receptions on 900 yards, catching and 3 touchdowns. Was a down season for him, but what does this mean for Dallas? You get CeeDee Lamb a partner. You get Dak Prescott somebody else to throw the ball to. It's not always Jake Ferguson. It's not always we're gonna run the ball. No. We're going to break it up a little bit, right? You don't have Ezekiel Elliott there no more. So there's no more excuses about running the ball. Now you have at least it's never going to be how it was when you had Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard on top of that and Devontae Turpin, right? It's not going to be like that. It's not going to be like that. But this is an all-in move from Jerry Jones to say, you know what? Dak, there's no more excuses from you. I want you to go out here, perform. I drafted you another offensive lineman, all the Tylers, that's the game right there, right? I want you to go out here, throw the football, throw it like we know you know how to throw it. He had an MVP season in 2020 before he got injured. People know that. Dak Prescott is still a high caliber quarterback, but we need to see it one more time. And if he doesn't show it this season, time to get rid of Dak. It's time to get rid of Dak. What does this mean? What does this mean for Pittsburgh? They trust in the rookies. I didn't even mention Roman Wilson. Could he potentially be wide receiver 1 at some point this season? Absolutely. The brother was awesome in Michigan. Calvin Austin is not really a wide receiver 1S. I know they have DK Metcalf, and he's obviously wide receiver 1, but if you need him to step up and be wide receiver 1, Roman Wilson can do that. Calvin Austin can also do that, but they need more of a plan long-term other than DK Metcalf, right? Shedeur, this whole situation. They could have drafted Shedeur plenty of times, like a bunch of teams have. I thought Steelers made more sense for him because of the Mike Tomlin connections, and it was more of a protection around him as a person more than a player, right? But Steelers thought otherwise. It really adds more draft capital as well if you see what they got back. They probably just wanted to get rid of Pickens, not only because of attitude issues, they probably wanted more draft capital. We will never know the real reason, but we could just assume, right? And extra draft picks, they did come away with a 2027 fifth rounder, along with a 2026 third round pick, right? And then the Steelers got a 2027 sixth round pick. No, the Steelers have a 2027 sixth round pick and sent it to Dallas with George Pickens, and they the ones that got the 2026 third and 2027 fifth. I love this move for both teams. It makes more sense for Dallas. Dallas wins this trade, obviously, because you get one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. A contract extension is going to make it all the more worthwhile. I feel like George Pickens is, he's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. There's a bigger picture with all of this, though. Aaron Rodgers' situation has a lot to do with this. Don't think it doesn't. When they didn't draft a quarterback in the draft, I mean, they did draft Will Howard, but I'm pretty sure Pickens was like, give me Rodgers or Sanders or I'm out. That's nothing against Will Howard. I think he's going to be an amazing quarterback in the NFL. But once again, we don't have a secure quarterback situation. Why do I need to be here? It's the same situation with Tua. They drafted Quinn Ewers in the 7th round. I think that's a very good contingency success plan-ish if Tua doesn't work out. But I think Tua's going to bounce back, right? That's somebody that can mentor him. I can definitely see the Steelers going 9-8. Not making the playoffs this year. It's how it happens every year. They can shock us, though, but that's how it happens every year. A lot of other teams need help at wide receiver as well. Buffalo, they could still use somebody to go with Keon Coleman for the future, and Shakir as well. Kansas City, we're not even going to talk about them. We know they need help across the board, especially offensive line. Detroit could always use that extra weapon. I'm thinking about Carolina, who just drafted Ted McMillan. I love that pickup, by the way. You give Bryce Young a wide receiver one to go along with Xavier Legette. Adam Thielen is probably going to retire after this season, according to some reports. So you want to go scout some other receivers next year in the draft. I love that kid out of Ohio State, Jeremiah Smith. I don't think he's going to be able to be eligible early, but if you could tank for him, hey, you got something there. The final take. Did the Cowboys win this trade? Absolutely. Did the Steelers lose this trade? Absolutely. Who's going to have more of an impact on them to see if this trade works out? Pittsburgh. Does Dallas formulate this team that they have right now? And if they make one more minor move, I feel like they can be a Super Bowl contention. Will this move help Dallas get back to a Super Bowl? Maybe, maybe not. But will this move put them back in contention in the NFC? I believe so. I do believe so. And are they focused on 2026, or do they really trust Will Howard with the franchise keys? Let me know that down below in the comments. Let me know what you think about this trade. Was it a win, lose? Was it a yay or nay? What was it? Let me know down below. And stay live, man. Stay live, because we got coverage coming. What do you think about the Dallas Goedert situation? Do you think they should have traded him? Do you think that a team like the Seahawks could have traded for him, knowing that their situation with Noah Fant is not really secure? Do you think that a team like the Panthers could have traded for him, knowing that they don't really have a tight end outside of Tommy Tremble? Let me know what you guys think, and I'm out, man. Stay live.